Well, hey church, this is Mark from Journeys Crossing. I hope you're having a good week. It sure has been an interesting one, right? As you know, the coronavirus is causing all of us to make some adjustments, and Journeys Crossing is no exception. Yesterday, Governor Hogan mandated closures on mass gatherings of over 250 people, and that included churches. And since we fall into that category, I wanted to give you an update on what that means for you and the rest of our church. The good news is that while it changes some things that we will do, it doesn't have to stop or slow our ministry at all. In fact, it can be a great opportunity for us to serve our community and to help bring peace into our world that's kind of full of chaos. Now, after I share some of the updates that you probably have questions about, I want to share a bit on how you and I can be people who don't have to give in to fear and can speak peace and hope to many around us who are dealing with anxiety and are afraid. So stay tuned to the end. But first, here's a quick summary of how we're going to continue serving you and our community for the near future. In fact, we are creating a special webpage on our site called the Coronavirus Hub, and that'll be up in a few days, and we'll keep you continually informed about any changes or updates as they come along. So let's start with Sunday adult services. We're technically not canceling our Sunday services, but instead we're going to host them online, and they're going to be offered at our new scheduled times, 9:15 and 11:15 on Sundays. In fact, they're going to look very similar to our regular Sunday times together, with worship, a band and singers, and a message. We're going to continue in our current series. There will be an MC and announcements, updates, as well as time for communion and offering. So I want to encourage you to plan which service to attend, whether it's by yourself or as a family, or even invite your neighbors or your friends to join you. And before you tune into that service, think about some ways that you can provide bread or a cracker or some juice. You might even want to run out to Giant and get some grape juice so you can participate in the communion time. Because even though we're separated physically, we can still celebrate communion together online, digitally, can't we? So obviously, just because we're not gathering physically doesn't mean that all the costs of our operation and our ministry all of a sudden decrease. So I want to continue to ask you to please use our digital giving opportunities. You'll honor God through your tithes and your offerings, and it'll help us to continue what we need to do. You can still text GIVE to 301-880-1543, or you can give through the JC app, or you can go to journeyscrossing.org/give. Now, you'll be able to join our Sunday morning services on our website at journeyscrossing.org/watch. There'll be a big button on the front page where you can see where to click to get through that, or you can follow along on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. And when you're there, make sure to connect in the chat room or the forum and give a virtual hello to everybody. Share with some people, share your name or where you're at or what's going on, and even with our online hosts, because they're going to be watching online and moderating that with you. I love that through technology, even though we're apart, we get to stay connected. Now, it may take a little more or a different kind of effort, but I really believe the more of us who connect online, the more enjoyable that experience online is going to be. And so we're going to offer our online Sunday services until we come up with a better plan, or until the governor relaxes his mandate for the 250 large group gatherings. But as always, stay tuned to our webpage or Facebook for any additional details, because the situation is fluid and things can change pretty quickly. Now, our children's ministry is going to offer online programming too. That's what's pretty exciting. A small team from our children's ministry is going to gather each week, and they're going to record some video, some teaching, some activities, music, and fun things to watch and do. In addition, throughout the week, their Facebook page is going to have other videos and messages and encouraging things for the kids from our children's pastor, Jeff Weldon. Now, our youth ministry is going to do exactly the same. It's been building the momentum of moving our youth ministry to Sunday mornings, been encouraging, and I think it can continue moving in that same direction. We all know that teenagers, young adults spend a lot of time on their phones and technology. So this just might be secondhand for them. Our youth pastor Scott's going to be sharing information on Facebook. He'll send out, if you're a middle schooler or a high schooler, the times and where to post and where to find that information. Watch our JC Youth Facebook page for the live streams. There will be ongoing content for every single age group in our community on Sunday and throughout the week. So watch and post and be a part of that, all right? And we're excited that our small groups are going to continue to meet as well. This is a huge part of our lives at Journeys Crossing. We were called for this kind of community. We were made to make friends and to make a difference together and to depend on God together. And so I want to encourage you to stay connected to your small group. Most of them will be meeting at the same time, at the same places. The building will be open for you to gather and meet there as well throughout the week. If you'd like to start a brand new group, we're still looking for people to lead one. You can use our After Party podcast that comes out on Mondays to talk about the message, to challenge one another to grow. And there's just so many of our small groups that are still continuing through the spring schedule that I hope that you'll plug into or you get connected with. If you're interested, you can email groups@journeyscrossing.org or go to our website, journeyscrossing.org/groups. Find out more about them, connect with one of the leaders or ask some questions or something like that. All of our groups, by the way, are going to be meeting at the discretion of the group leader, but most of them, as far as we can tell, are going to be scheduled and will continue as they will. Now, this kind of goes for all of our activities outside of the Sunday morning thing. We just encourage you, if you're feeling unwell in any way or you're a high-risk individual that needs to protect your health, we're actually asking you to stay home or don't attend a physical meeting or gathering, just for everybody else's sake as well as your own. Now, for about outreach opportunities, those are still going to continue as best we can as well. If you've been around Journeys Crossing for any length of time, you know that our DNA has always been about helping people in our community, serving those who are hurting or afraid or going through difficult times. That's something we strongly believe that we're called to do. And so this is a great time, an important time for us to meet specific needs that are in the lives of our neighbors and our coworkers. So I want you to watch and I want you to listen for needs or hurts or different things that might be something that we as a church can meet. You know, this entire episode reminds me of the fear and the panic that surrounded this entire area when Journeys Crossing started in October of 2001, just after 9/11. And just like then, I really believe this is an opportunity for us to shine God's love into our community that desperately needs some hope and some things to hang on. Watch our website. Keep watching the Facebook posts. Any ideas that you might have, send them along. And we're going to be organizing things for us to get involved in the lives of people right here in Germantown, Gaithersburg, and Montgomery County. Here's the thing. All of us know that people right now are stricken with fear and worry and anxiety. I mean, we all understand. It feels like our lives have been turned upside down. And then there's this information overload, right? And it's difficult to know what is true, what isn't. There's false information that's muddying the waters. Our social media outlets and the different news channels seem to only fan things into higher flames. It's just crazy. And so this is why this is such a powerful opportunity for those of us who follow Jesus to speak hope in the lives of others in the midst of this storm. See, I want to remind you what God tells us. He says, we have not been given a spirit of fear. He says he's given us a spirit of love, of peace, and of power, and a sound mind. And I want to share with you what Paul writes his friends in a city called Philippi several thousand years ago when they were going through difficult times. This is in Philippians chapter 4. He says, always be full of joy in the Lord. He says, I say it again, rejoice. Let everyone see that you are considerate in all that you do. Remember, the Lord is coming soon. So don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything and tell God what you need and thank Him for all He has done. then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything we can understand. His peace will guard your heart and your mind as you live in Christ Jesus. And now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing. Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. Then the God of peace will be with you. See, none of us knows how long this challenge is going to last. But I do know this, that we at Journeys Crossing are going to continue to pray, right? We're going to pray that God would bring about solutions. We're going to pray for the leaders that are making decisions. And together, let's believe that we are going to come out of this thing stronger and better, and that somehow God is going to bring good out of all of this that seems so bad. In fact, in the next day or two, we're going to be adding a new feature to our website so we can do better at praying together. We're going to be adding a prayer wall where you can post specific prayer requests, and you'll be able to let others know that you're praying for their specific request. It's going to be a special place for us to care for each other and stay connected through prayer. So stay tuned to the website and the Facebook for additional info and changes. And most importantly, I want to make sure you join us online this Sunday as we stream our services at 9:15 and 11:15. I think it's going to be great. Even though this is a bit of a curveball for us, we can still stay connected. And we need to remind each other, God is still in control. And when we depend on Him, together we are stronger than anything else this world can throw at us. And this is a time for us to band together, to lift up and encourage each other, and to help our neighbors and our friends find hope and peace in Jesus. So this Sunday, we're going to keep studying through the Gospel of John in the series called Bystander, and it's going to take us all the way up to Easter. And remember, Easter is this pinnacle moment where we're reminded that we triumph over anything and everything because Jesus triumphed over death. Let that be an encouragement and a source of hope for you. The resurrection reminds us of God's power and that God wants us to find life in Jesus and to have it more abundantly. So be there with us. Join us. I know it's going to encourage you. This is the kind of stuff that we need to be talking about right now in the midst of the season that our world is in. And even though we're apart this Sunday online, we're going to find some things that give us hope and give us life. And it won't be the same if you don't join us. It won't be the same without you. So stay tuned here for more information. Check our website. We love you. I love you. I'm so glad that we're in this together. God bless.